Mark Zuckerberg and his company Facebook, now Meta, was one big sad emoji when the company's stock price went into a record-breaking plunge that reduced the company's stock value by more than $200 billion in just one day. How could this possibly happen to what used to be one of the most successful social media companies? Facebook is the social media platform everybody loves to hate. It seems that people are yet to get over the tech giant's inefficiency in dealing with toxic privacy issues on its existing platform. This is evident in how happily the public reacted when the steep drop in Meta's stock saw Zuckerberg lose nearly $30 billion of his personal wealth in a single day. Does this mean the end of Meta? Does this mean the end of Mark Zuckerberg? Make sure to watch this video till the end because the answers to these questions are way less evident than they seem. The problem: Mark Zuckerberg's outrageous competitiveness and attempts to control the world with Facebook, now known as Meta, has turned into a haven for misinformation and conspiracy theories that can sway elections. Mark Zuckerberg runs a kingdom nation, and he's the king. The most striking was when Facebook exposed data of more than 87 million Facebook users to a researcher who worked for the Trump campaign, known as Cambridge Analytica. Investigators have also released new findings which confirm that Cambridge Analytica might have helped Russia spread fake news. The Facebook data breach wasn't a hack, it was a wake-up call. Users all over the world are starting to lose trust in Facebook with their data and see it as the insensitive behemoth that it is. This string of events, coupled with the growing competition, has caused Meta to lose $251 billion in value in one day, which now holds the record as the worst in stock market history and tagged the biggest wipeout in history. This begs the question: what is the major reason why millions of people are leaving Facebook? What are the dangers of data breaches? Will Facebook go bankrupt? What does the future hold for us if so much power remains in the hands of one man? Should we be worried? What could possibly go wrong? And how will Mark Zuckerberg recover from this? In this channel, we dive into the minds of the world's powerful industry leaders to find out what will happen in the future. But before we dive into that, let's first take a look at the turn of events that led up to Facebook losing billions of dollars in one day and its users. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Why is Facebook getting cancelled? When you think about it, most people are uncomfortable with the amount of information Facebook knows about us. Users are also not super thrilled with the fact that at every point in time we learn about instances of our personal data ending up in the wrong hands because Facebook can't keep our personal information private. Facebook has a significant trust deficit with its users, and changing its name to Meta will not be enough to restore that trust. The corporation is basically throwing everything at customers in the hopes that something will stick, without realizing that the reason no one wants them isn't necessarily because they're horrible, it's because they're still Facebook, regardless of the rebranding. The Cambridge Analytica scandal is proof of how the company is inconsiderate when it comes to handling users' privacy. But it wasn't always like this. Mark Zuckerberg, at the age of 19, co-founded Facebook in his dorm room in 2004 as a way for students to match names with pictures of friends. In May 2012, he took Facebook public, and he now controls around 12% of the company's share. Mark Zuckerberg oversaw Facebook through a financially successful decade and rise in prominence in daily life. Almost the entire world population knows about Facebook, and most people have an active account. From taking the company public in 2012 to buying Instagram and WhatsApp, it has continued to grow, and Zuckerberg is one of the richest and most powerful people in the world because of it. But despite the success, that decade has been increasingly marked by scandals, congressional hearings, and has constantly been under scrutiny with a trailblaze of controversies. What are the controversies that led up to Facebook's imminent decline? Facebook's infamy started soon after the company went public in 2014. Facebook faced backlash for carrying out psychological tests on 70,000 participants without their consent, omitting certain words from users' news feeds to test how that affected their reactions to posts. Facebook found itself in the middle of another debacle when the platform was used to spread misinformation during the 2016 US presidential elections. Then came along the Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2018. News of the scandal shook the very foundations of the online community when it was revealed that the data analytics firm harvested data from 80 million Facebook users for ad targeting during the 2016 election. Mark Zuckerberg found himself on the hot seat, testifying before dozens of congressional lawmakers in the heated hearing over his company's mishandling of users' private data. Meanwhile, former Facebook executive and WhatsApp co-founder Brian Acton and Tesla's CEO Elon Musk also ignited the #DeleteFacebook movement, which led many users to delete their social media accounts, influencing more Silicon Valley startups to follow suit. One of the darkest moments in Facebook's history came soon after when reports revealed that the social media platform was used to incite genocide against the Muslim Rohingya minority in Myanmar by the country's military officials. The United Nations called the bloodbath a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. Facebook responded by saying it should have done more to stop it. In 2019, Facebook got slapped with a $5 billion fine by FTC over violations of user privacy, a record-breaking fine for a tech company. The company came under scrutiny for spreading vaccine misinformation as an information hub during the pandemic, politicizing the COVID-19 pandemic, the police killing of George Floyd, and the upcoming 2020 presidential election. In what may be classified as the company's worst PR nightmare since the Cambridge Analytica scandal, a former Facebook employee, Frances Haugen, released internal documents with The Wall Street Journal in September 2021. This series, now known as the Facebook Papers, highlights employees' concern about the company's questionable business practices and management's dismissal of the privacy concerns in favor of growth and profits, among other new revelations emerging regularly. The whistleblower later testified before Congress that Facebook puts profits over people's privacy and safety and should be regulated. The Facebook Papers have since been shared with numerous news outlets and with new revelations emerging regularly. Following this heap of controversy, it is evident that the writing has been on the wall for quite some time now. Facebook's popularity has begun to level off and decline, even among younger users. Throw in another half-decade of non-stop scandals, and while Facebook is still a source of huge income, it's not a particularly good brand anymore. It appears Zuckerberg is well aware of this. He hinted during an interview that he knows the F word is tainted. The metaverse, Zuckerberg's escape plan from reality. When CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced Meta as a new company ran for Facebook apps and technologies, it appears he's trying to sidestep the bad name that follows the F word, as he barely mentioned it throughout the announcement. I think it's helpful for people to have a relationship with a company that is different from the relationship with any specific one of the products. That can kind of supersede all that, he told The Verge. Zuckerberg was far more focused on Meta's products than any of the company's existing social platforms. He went on to portray the metaverse virtual reality space as the future of life on the internet, and in that spirit, the tech company changed its name to Meta. When eventually the immersive online world of the metaverse becomes a part of our life as Zuckerberg is expecting it to be, with the tens of billions of dollars he's betting on it, he would be the overlord and in control of a major part of the metaverse. Is that something you would want to happen? However, it seems Meta has a lot of work to do to keep up with the competition, because just a change of name won't cut it. The Facebook parent company Meta lost over $251.3 billion in one day and plummeted by 26% in the first quarter of 2022 on the back of woeful earning results and winning the medal for the biggest wipeout in market value for any US company ever in history. Zuckerberg took another L when Reality Labs, a department at Meta devoted to technology for intermixing virtual and real worlds, reported a loss of $10 billion, according to an earnings report. The reports were a headline grabber, but not in a good way. Meta executives and analysts had warned of increasing competition, particularly from TikTok, as well as messaging services such as Telegram and Slack. Could this be the beginning of the end of Facebook? Mr. Zuckerberg admitted that the rise of rival apps such as TikTok is having an impact on Facebook. with Meta also considering slowing revenue growth because of the stiff competition and a reduction in spending among advertisers. Facebook also blamed Apple's app tracking transparency feature for hurting Meta's ad sales. Meta executives told analysts that Facebook's ad targeting efficiency is being undermined by a change Apple implemented in the software running iPhone handsets. As iPhone users opt out of sharing data for targeting ads in Facebook apps, marketing messages become less precisely targeted and thus less profitable. In the midst of it all, is Facebook still relevant? Facebook is still arguably one of the most used social media platforms of all time. It's used to connect users with their friends, family, work colleagues, and even with people they don't know. Following the competition Facebook is facing with short videos sharing platforms like TikTok, Meta has introduced its video sharing service, Instagram Reels, to lure back the younger generation of social media users. Facebook has also been a great marketing tool for companies and brands for years, although in recent years, the platform's organic reach has dwindled. But not to worry, Facebook is still one of the most efficient social media marketing platforms out there. In this channel, we dive into the minds of the most powerful industry leaders in our world to find out what will happen in the future. Please press that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Are you happy with the way Meta is working towards becoming an internet leader? Are you satisfied with the way Facebook is handling users' private data? Are you happy with the way Facebook sells its user data to the highest bidder? Do you think Meta will remain the global social media leader, or will the competition overtake them? Please let us know in the comments below.